Global Beauty. All right. May we ask for the presenter, please?
Again, our first award is Mrs. Philippines International Global Beauty.
Our Mrs. Philippines International Global Beauty is none other than Miss
Marikina.
Miss Marites Manamba. Once again, our Mrs. Philippines International Global Beauty, Miss Marikina.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Let's give her a big round of applause, please. Next up,
Mrs. Philippines International Asia.
all right. Our Mrs. Philippines International Asia is none other than
She is candidate number 4, Taguig City.
Miss Myrtle Gimbata. Thank you very much and congratulations. Now moving on is our Mrs. Philippines Queen of the World. Our Mrs. Philippines Queen of the World is candidate number.
She is candidate number 8, Cavite.
Candidate number 8 is Miss Dasmariñas Cavite, Miss Maria Roxana Ignas. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Our next crown is Mrs. Philippines International Ambassadress. And she is candidate number 14 from Talisay City, Cebu.
Miss Cherzil Amante Congratulations! Now we're moving on to Mrs. Philippines International Tourism. Our Mrs. Philippines International Tourism is none other than
Candidate number 11 from province of Batangas.
Miss Angelica Villena.
Our next crown is for Mrs. Philippines Heritage.
Our Mrs. Philippines Heritage is none other than candidate number
She is candidate number 13 from Cabuyao City.
Miss Marisa Montalan. Once again, our Mrs. Philippines Heritage. These ladies will be reserved also for
In international competition, but they are reserved because it's not yet confirmed. It's
Yes.
to be announced.
correct. So which pageant they will be joining to. Alright? So muli, itong ating po mga Mrs. Philippines na ito ay reserved for also a specific international pageant. And we will be announcing that as soon as we get the details, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Now let's move on. Next is our Mrs. Philippines International.
Our Miss Philippines International is candidate number Candidate number 5 from Santa Rosa City.
Miss Marites Ortega.
our next crown is Mrs. Philippines Face of Beauty International. And she is candidate number 6 from the province of Laguna.
Miss Janet Larnie Mamino.
All right. So there seems to be a mistake.
Okay. Hold on, we're just checking. Once again, let's give Province of Laguna a big round of applause, please. All right, ladies and gents. On behalf of the organizers, we'd like to apologize. So we were given a correction from the panel of judges, right? So it was undersigned. So our Mrs. Philippines Face of Beauty International is thank you. So that's an instruction coming from the chairman of the board and agreed by all the panel of judges. Our Mrs. Philippines Face of Beauty International is so this is for a specific international pageant that they will be joining. All right, so we're ready? Chairman of the board, we're ready? So our Mrs. Philippines Face of Beauty International is candidate number number 1, Province of Pampanga, Miss Chona Chuy Darm.
Once again, congratulations to Mrs. Province of Pampanga.
So our Mrs. Philippines Face of Beauty International will compete next year in New Zealand.
There you have it. Congratulations once again, Province of Pampanga.
Next is Mrs. Philippines World Universal Classic.
And she is candidate number 7, Province of Rizal. Miss Cristhel Proline Bulabon.
Compete next year in the United States of America.
There you have it. Once again, congratulations, Mrs. Province of Rizal.
Next is Mrs. Philippines Grand Classic.
And she is candidate number Candidate number 2 from Davao del Norte,
Miss Chuy Su. Our Mrs. Philippines Grand Classic will compete next year in Thailand. All right. Thank you. So just before we move on to our next crown, so just to share our MS Philippines International Miss Santa Rosa City, you will compete in Singapore next year. All right. Again, that's our Miss Santa Rosa, the MS Philippines International. Now we're ready for the next crown, right, Louis?
yes, our next crown is Mrs. Philippines Planet. Mrs. International Planet is from Calamba City, candidate number 12, Miss Eudian Anoyo.
Our Mrs. Philippines Planet, Miss Calamba City, Miss Eudian Anoyo will compete next year in Bulgaria. All right. We are down to 4 crowns. And before that, let's give these ladies a big round of applause. And our next crown,
Elite Mrs. Philippines International goes to
Mrs. Philippines International.
She is candidate number 15 from Lapu-Lapu City.
Miss Genevieve Louw. She will be competing next year in Thailand. So, Sir Birds? Yeah. So, the one
She
that
will
we
be
announced,
competing in Singapore.
So the one that
Near
we're saying,
Thailand.
yeah. What we were saying earlier is the pageant later, right? Down to our last three.
rounds.
Okada, Manila, can you make some noise for Olongapo City, province of Laguna, and Santo Tomas, Batangas?
Let's give them a big round of applause. And our next crown is
Mrs. Philippines National Universe. Okay, so our next crown, sure na to, will compete in Thailand next year, as confirmed by our chairman of the board. Do you have a guess? Okada, Manila. Our Mrs. Philippines National Universe is none other than
candidate number 6, province of Laguna.
Miss Janet Larnie Mamino.
Once again, congratulations, province of Laguna. Janet Larnie Mamino, and she will be competing next year in Thailand.
We're down to the last
2 crowns.
Make some noise for Miss Santo Tomas, Batangas and Miss Olongapo City.
Okada, Manila, are you ready?
So I will announce first the Mrs. Philippines Grand International. So she will compete in Thailand next year, right? And our Mrs. Philippines International will compete next year in Singapore.
Thailand and Singapore.
Yep. So I will announce first. We'd rather have it checked right now. We'll have will announce first the Mrs. Philippines Grand International. Okay. So this is what we'll do. Ang unang pangalan na aking i-anunsyo ay ang ating Mrs. Philippines International 2021. So automatic, yung hindi ko mababanggit na pangalan ay ang ating magiging
Mrs. Philippines Grand International.
All right. Our Mrs. Philippines International 2021
is
candidate number Candidate number. So just before we announce the winners, on behalf of the organizers of the Mrs. Philippines International, maraming salamat po to all the candidates, also to our sponsors, to family members, and everyone who shared their time with us. Okada Manila, for the last time, isang malakas sa palakpakan for Miss Santo Tomas and Miss Olongapo City. Our Mrs. Philippines International 2021 is candidate number number 9
from Olongapo City,
Miss Leona Luisa Andersen. And that makes our candidate number 3, Miss Santo Tomas Batangas, our Mrs. Philippines Grand International.
International 2021.
Once again, Okada Manila, let us welcome our Mrs. Philippines Grand International from Santo Tomas, Batangas.
Patrizha Meer-Banzuela. Once again, Okada Manila, our Mrs. Philippines Grand International from Santo Tomas, Batangas. Congratulations.
And ladies and gentlemen, our Mrs. Philippines International 2021 is Miss Olongapo City. Miss Leona Luisa Andersen.
Once again, let's give a big round of applause to our Mrs. Philippines International 2021.
in the middle, Mrs. Philippines International. Ladies and gents, Okada, Manila, let us give our queens
A big round of applause.
Ladies and gents, families and friends, that concludes the grand coronation night of Mrs. Philippines International 2021.
And we are all excited to see you represent our country in 9 different international countries. Once again, congratulations, ladies. I am Louis Anthony Jimena.
And my name is Laris Caponpon Jacinto. Magandang gabi, Okada, Manila.
See you next year.